Hello everyone, I welcome you all to the lecture series of Data Quality Management. Today in this video, we are going to learn about a very important topic from the aspect of data quality, that is rules. Now before beginning with the practical, we should know that what is the basic information about rule and why do we create rule and how it is created. So rules are nothing but a piece of requirement to do a specific task. Now, what are rules? Rules are nothing but a specific task or a piece of requirement which can be implemented as and when required. I call it as a protocol or a standard which can be implemented on a profile or on a reference table or on a mapping to meet a particular set of requirements. So then the question comes in our mind that how do we create a rule? So rules are basically created using passive transformations. It is created using a passive transformation. Now in Informatica, there are basically two types of transformations. One is your active transformation and the second is your passive transformation. Now if I want to learn about the brief introduction of passive and active transformation, you can refer to my video lectures on the types of transformation. But here I'm going to tell you the brief information about active and passive. So active transformations are those transformations which can perform the below action. Now what is that action? It can change the number of rows that pass through the transformation. For example, the filter transformation is an active transformation. Why it is an active transformation? Because it removes the rows that do not meet the filter condition. For example, if I want to find out the details of employees who are belonging to CSA department. So what I do is I apply a filter on the source data in such a manner that only the people belonging to CSA department, their data will go into the target directory and the rest of the data will not go into the target directory. So in the complete scenario, what will happen? The number of rows, let's suppose in the source directory, there were 10 rows and there were only 5 employees who was belonging to CSE department. So what will happen in the filter transformation? It will only send out of 10, it will only send 5 details, 5 rows to the target directory who are according to the filter condition. So the number of rows in this target directory got decreased from the in comparison to the source directory. So the this type of transformation is called as active. Why? Because it changes the number of rows. It decreases the number of rows from the source and to target file. Right. So the next transformation is passive transformation. A passive transformation which will uh, always satisfy the below condition, and the condition is that it will do not it will not change the number of rows that pass through the transformation. So the number of rows which are there in the input file will directly or after performing an ETL on those rows will go to the target directory. There will be no increase in the number of rows and there will be no decrease in the number of rows when we are going to transfer them from one source file to the target file. The number of rows remains static. So there are multiple active and passive transformations available to us. So the active transformations available in IDQ are aggregator, sorter, normalizer, filter, joiner, router, union, etc. And the passive transformations are source procedure, stored procedure, sequence generator, expression transformation, data masking, parser, and all. And if I talk about active and passive, there is SQL, which is both active and passive transformation, and there's a lookup transformation, which again is a both active and passive transformation. Now, in developer, a rule is called as maplet. Whenever I'm working on a developer tool, a rule is called as maplet. Now, the question comes in our mind that if a rule is called as a maplet, then what is the difference between a rule and a maplet? Here, a maplet is a piece of code same as rule, but there is a basic difference between rule and maplet. Then what is that difference? Now, a rule is a piece of requirement. Yes, a maplet is also a global piece of code. But rule is created using the passive transformation and the maplet is created using the active and passive transformations. By this I mean that rule does not support active transformations, rule only support passive transformations. Okay. Now, the second difference between rule and maplet is that rule can be created using either developer tool or the analyst tool. But your maplet is always created using the developer tool. Now, this is the basic difference between the rule and the maplet. Both of them are a piece of code which can be used later on in your profiles or in your mappings. But rule is always created using passive transformation and maplet is created using active and passive transformation. Now after this theory about rules, let's learn how to create a rule and a maplet. So for this, I go back to my developer window. I open my repository. Now in my folder, I'm having one data with me and that data is called as your employee underscore new data. I'll just open this data and see what kind of data is there in this file. So this is my file. I'll run the data viewer to see the output. So this is the data inside my file. It contains 5 columns and it contains 7 rows. Now as you can see in the department column, there are some different methods, different ways in which the same value is represented. The very first row contains CSC, the third row contains CSC and the sixth row also contains CSC as department. The second row contains ECE, the fifth row also contains ECE. So using two different methods we are representing the same value. Now I am going to create a rule using this data set and apply a particular rule on this data set to get some filtered condition. Okay. Now to create a rule, what I do is I'll just click on this my folder, right click and I'll click on new and then I'll go to an option called as maplet. I repeat, rule is always created using an option called as maplet. Later on, we'll convert this maplet into rule. So there is no other option to create a rule. The only way is to using the maplet. Click on maplet, give a name to your maplet. It could be department underscore maplet or I say department underscore maplet and I click on finish. Right? So this particular department underscore maplet has been created right now in front of me. This is the IDE of my maplet. Whatever the task I have to execute under this rule, I'll just begin that task in the IDE window of the maplet. Now, for creating a maplet, I require three things. I require the input, I require the output, and I require a transformation which can convert this data or perform any task on the input data and send it to the output file. So the very first thing which I require is the input. So I'll just right click and click on add transformation and I'll just select the option called as input. Click on OK. You'll get the input data, right? Now, in the input data, keeping your input data selected, your input transformation selected, go to the properties and on the ports, just add a new port into this. This could be your input underscore data. Okay, so this is how we can add a new port or new data, new column to get the data from this input port. Next step is to configure your transformation. So I'll just click on add transformation, and the transformation which I'm going to use is a parser transformation. I'll just select this and click on OK. And there are two options for creating a parser transformation. First is token parser and the second is pattern based parser. The option which I'm going to use here is token parser. Click on finish. You will get this icon in front of you. Now, parser transformation is a transformation which allows to send a particular data from a source file to the target file based on a strategy, based on a model, based on a plan. In that plan, we have to mention while configuring the transformation, that is called as parser transformation. Now, to configure the parser transformation, the very first step is to get the data. So what I do is I'll just drag this input data from the new input icon, press my shift key and throw it or drag it to the new input of the parser window. So I'll just drag this new input underscore data of my new input transformation to the parser transformation to get the data from it. Okay. Next task is to build a strategy for parser. So I'll just select this parser, go to its properties, and under the properties tab, I'm having an option called as strategies. I'll just select this. Below ports, there's an option called as strategies. Select this and click on this icon called as new. By this, you can add a new strategy onto this parser. I'll click this. You'll get a pop-up in front of you. Now you can give a name to your parser transformation. So parser underscore department is the name of my strategy here. Now you can select the input ports, that is your input underscore data, right? Now you can just uncheck this use probabilistic matching techniques. This is not required, so please keep it unchecked. And this is the delimiter which we are going to use, that is the space. Keep it as it is and click on next. Now when you click on next, you will get two options, parse using token set and parse using reference table. So since here I am going to parse, my strategy is to only the parse that values which are valid in my reference table through the from the source file to the target file. So here I'm going to use the concept of parse using reference table. I repeat, for using parse using reference table, you should already have a pre-created reference table with you. I'll show you what is the reference table I'm going to use. So for now, I'm going to use the option parse using reference table. Click on next. And now I'm going to choose browse the reference table which will be acting here as an input data. Browse. Under my folder, I'm having a table that is called department underscore reference table. I'm going to use this reference table to parse to make a strategy. Click on OK. It's not selected. Let's go back and select it back again. Right, so double click and then there's an option called as replace matches with valid values. So if I just tick this option, what will happen? All the values which are already valid in my reference table, that value is going to replace all the invalid values of the source data, right? I'll just check this option and I need to give the output ports as I have not created the output ports yet. So I need to create a new output port. I'll just click on new and I write here department underscore output and click on OK. And I click on finish. So you can see my department underscore output has been reflected under the transformation object, right? Now what I'll do is to send my output of the parser to a particular position, to a particular output window, I need an object called as output. Select this, click on OK. So here you are having your output. Just drag the department underscore output port of the parser to the new output port. So here it gets connected. Now let me show you which reference table I'm going to use here. So reference table, department underscore reference table. It should be pre-created with you. I just created using the concept of empty reference table. To know what is empty reference table, you can look up to my video. So this is the department underscore reference table. I go to its data tab, and here I can see this is the reference table data. It contains one valid column and all other columns are invalid. So all these invalid values will be replaced by the valid column in the output. Okay. So this reference table I've used in my transformation. Go back to my Maplet and I'll just save this. Once I've saved this, next task is to validate the Maplet. So to validate the Maplet, what I'll do is I'll just right click on the gray screen and click on validate just to know whether there is any error or not. So it says no problems found. That means our Maplet has been successfully created without any errors into it. Now, the topic which we were using is doing is rule, but here what we created is Maplet. So why I say the Maplet? Because this complete department underscore Maplet was created under the icon called as Maplet in my folder. Now to convert this Maplet into the rule, what I can do is I can just go back to the gray screen, right click and use the option called as validate as. So when I use validate as, you can see there are two options, that is Maplet and rule. When I click on validate as rule, what will happen? It will convert my Maplet into a rule, and by validating it, I click on OK. Now you can see I just save back again. When I save back again, what you see is the Maplet has been converted into rule. How can I ensure this? Because the icon, the symbol of the department underscore Maplet has been changed. The Maplet is always represented using these three square boxes. But here, the symbol of department underscore Maplet is different. So this is the symbol which is used to represent the rule. If I show you back again, right click, validate as Maplet, right click, validate as Maplet, okay, save it. Okay, so see here the again department underscore Maplet is having a symbol of three boxes. Now it is a Maplet, but if I want to convert it into rule, I'll just go back, validate as rule and okay, save it back. When you save it, the icon changes into rule. So now this will be acting as a rule which can be used in the profiles and the reference tables. I repeat, a Maplet cannot be used in the profile, but profile always uses the rules. So this is how you can convert your Maplet into rule and your rule into Maplet using the validate option. But it is always created under the topic or the icon called as Maplet, right? Now I've told you that Maplet rule is always created using the passive transformation, and parser was one such passive transformation. Now let's see that if I use an active transformation in the rule, what happens, right? So now I'm going to do is I'll just delete this. I'm going to add a new transformation here called as your add transformation, filter transformation. So filter is your active transformation, as I've just told you. Filter. I'll connect the output of my parser to the input of my filter, right? I just configure this filter. So for that, I'll go back to properties of filter and go to filter condition. Here I'm going to write a condition. So condition is go to ports department underscore out should be equals to CSE. Okay, I just save this, and I'm going to connect the output of this filter to the output of the transformation. So this is done, right? I'm going to save back again. I'm going to validate it as a maplet. So when I validate as a maplet, it says no problem found. Why no problem found? Because my maplet is based on both active and passive transformation. Here filter is an active and parser is a passive transformation. Now let's see if I validate this as a rule, what happens? Validate as rule. Now it says invalid, see log for more information. If I go to the validation log, you can see there's a message which we can see. It says instance filter cannot be used in a rule since it is active. That means filter is an active transformation. It cannot be applied in a rule. So this is how I verify that a rule is always going to use your passive transformation, but a maplet can use active and passive transformation both. Okay, so now I'll just going to delete this filter and I connect my department port with the output of my rule. Save this. I'll just convert this maplet into rule once, validate as rule. Okay, and save this. Okay, now the rule has been created by us. Now let's learn how do we use a rule in a mapping. How do we use a rule in a mapping? So for this, I'll just go back to my folder and I'll just right click new and mapping. I'll give a name to my mapping. So I say department or I say rule mapping just to identify this mapping is using the rule underscore mapping. Click on finish. You can see the rule mapping has been created, right? Now, for a mapping, I require three things. I require a source input file, I require a rule, and I require an output file. Now here, the source input file used by me is employee underscore new. This was the file which I just used, employee underscore new. I'm going to go back to my mapping, drag and drop this source file onto the IDE of the mapping in the read mode. Why read mode? Because I just want to read the data. I just don't want to change anything. So I click on OK. So I have just read the data. Okay. Now the next thing which I require is the rule which I just created now. So I'll go to my maplets tab and I'll just select the department underscore maplet. So this is my rule which I just created. Okay. Next is I require an output. So for that, I'll just click on add transformation and I'll select the transformation called as expression. When you don't want to save your data in the output file and you just want to debug how this behaves, you can use expression. Okay. Now I'll just connect them together. So how do we connect them together? From the input, I require which column? I require department column to be connected to my rule. So from this department column, it is going to go to the input data, and from the rule, what is my output? Output is department underscore output. I'll connect it to my expression, but before that, I'll connect some tabs to it. So I want that in the expression EID should exist. I want that the source department should exist, and I want that the department underscore output of the rule should exist. Sure. Okay. I'll just save this. Right. I'll just save this. After saving this, I'm going to run the data viewer of the expression to see how it behaves. It's running at the background. Okay, so So here's the output which you can see. Okay, so this was your data, ID 101. The source department was CSE and the valid department in the reference table was also CSE. So this was the valid value and all others were invalid value. Okay, go back to your rule. In the second row, that is for 102 ID, ECE, E capital, CE small was the source value, and the rule has converted this invalid value into the valid value, that is your EC. What is the valid value of EC? Let's go back to your reference table and see. So EC is the valid value and ECE is the invalid value. Go back to your mapping. For 103, CSE is the valid, this is the invalid, this is the valid. 104 IT is the invalid. 105 EC is the valid value and EC is also the valid value. 201 C dot S value, but a rule has converted into the valid value, that is CSE. So this is how you can use a rule into the mapping and apply some task for a particular set of requirements. I hope you understood the concept of rules and maplets. If you have any kind of doubt, you can please put your doubts on the comment section. I'll be happy to help you out. Thank you. Have a good day.